It is a question of safety.
I can protect myself.
Not yours.
When you watch a movie or a series, do you ever want two characters to get together so bad that you found yourself cheering at the screen every time they're in a room together?
Well, don't just stand there. Kiss her!
In this video, we're taking a look at the shippers on deck who support our favorite fictional lovebirds. Like, every time that Bones and Booth tease at each other, you're just like, come on, just hook up already. Sometimes that romantic tension is so strong that even the characters in the TV show or the movie that you're watching find themselves doing the exact same thing. We call these types of characters the shippers on deck. If you'd like to see more of this series, subscribe to the channel and like this video. Generally, shippers are a secondary character who cheers their relationship on from the sidelines, just like how we cheer them on from behind our TV. They might be scheming to get two characters in the same room together, playing matchmaker, or just squealing in joy when their couple of choice kisses. Most of the time, this in-universe shipper is saying exactly what the audience is thinking. The shipper on deck here could be a very good friend rooting for their happiness, is secretly in love with one of the two, or they're just a really passionate matchmaker. Either way, they're big fans of whatever love is kindling on screen. The term shipping comes from the word relationship. You ship two or more people when you want them to be in a romantic relationship. Usually, this is something fans of a franchise do. They might write fan fiction or create fan art. In this video, we're talking about when there's so much love in the air, the filmmakers or showrunners themselves can't help but hype up their favorite ships. They do this by having a side character openly shipping the characters in universe. This trope appears in many types of media. We'll be covering how it pops up in both live action and animated movies, as well as how it appears in various television shows. Sometimes it's as simple as a character picking up on romantic tensions between two characters and trying to push them together. In Shrek, Donkey realizes that Shrek and Fiona have feelings for one another. Donkey knows that Shrek is too nervous to actually bring it up to Fiona, so he tries to nudge him and give him advice.
Now I really see what's going on here.
A similar situation pops up in the live-action Christmas romantic comedy, Love Actually. The movie blends multiple characters' relationships together and crosscuts between them. One of the subplots involves Sarah, played by Laura Linney, who is in love with her coworker Carl, played by Rodrigo Santoro. Sarah's boss, Harry, played by Alan Rickman, notices that Sarah has eyes for Carl. Harry tells her point blank that everyone knows she has a crush on him, so it's high time that she makes her move. Truth be told.
Yes. And so does Carl. Think about it, for all our sakes. It's Christmas.
In-universe shippers tend to pop up more often in television shows than films. Since the romance simmers over seasons, the characters tend to get a little bit more invested. Take Teen Titans, for example. Robin and Starfire have romantic tension between one another throughout the whole show, but they don't officially seal the deal until the movie Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo. Once they share their kiss, the camera pans over to the other Titans as they watch smiling. Cyborg quips,
Well, it's about time.
showing that the gang has been rooting for them to hook up all along. On the other hand, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, random side characters will jump into the shipping frenzy. One of the major pairings is Katara and Aang, and in the episode Avatar Day, a group of hulking tattooed criminals show their soft side when they give Aang advice on how to approach Katara. They're rooting for the couple, just like us viewers.
Don't be afraid to tell her how you feel.
Even a few anime series have characters who fangirl over pairings. The action anime Black Clover has one example. When Charlotte confesses to her team that she's in love with Yami, she expects her team to kick her out of the group on the spot for just shirking her duties. Instead, her team starts squealing and gushing about how cute of a couple the two would make. Charlotte is relieved that her friends approve of their relationship. However, characters don't always like their friends shipping them. For example, in The Big Bang Theory, Penny nicknamed Sheldon and Amy Shamey.
Look, it's Shamey. Shamey?
Amy Farrah Fowler does not approve of this, and Sheldon calls it juvenile. Meanwhile, in Boy Meets World, Sean is a big fan of Corey and Topanga. Right from episode 1, he teases the two and calls Topanga,
"Oh, look, here comes the future Mrs. Corey Matthews."
Oh man, she's got a thing for you.
Eventually, Sean gets so wrapped up in their relationship that he's more upset when the two break up than Corey is. Funnily enough, when the series got a sequel/spin-off series a decade later, the tables turned and Corey and Topanga got to ship Sean with someone instead. When Sean proposes to the character Katie, Corey and Topanga are overjoyed. The main characters of the show, Maya and Riley, are also obviously happy about this romantic development. Farkle, Lucas, and Zay are excitedly spying on the proposal from the doorframe. Another series that features the entire cast getting wrapped up in an engagement is Glee. Pretty much everyone in the show hardcore supports Kurt and Blaine, aka Klaine. When Kurt reveals that he's going to prom with Blaine to his fellow Glee Club members, they squeal with delight.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Once Blaine actually goes to propose to Kurt in season 5, almost the entire hometown gets together to help stage the event and make it extra special. Once the question gets popped, you can see Rachel, Mercedes, Santana, Mr. Shu, and a ton of others jumping up and down in delight. Just about everyone in the television show Bones ships Booth and Bones too. Almost the whole team interrogates Bones about her feelings once Booth gets himself a new girlfriend. They say they assume the two were together, and when Bones says that they were never, Angela says,
No. You were a couple. You just weren't having sex.
Then Clark can't help but make a dramatic outburst.
Because it's obvious you and Agent Booth were attracted to each other.
The mistletoe is great for forcing two people to share a smooch, and the shippers on deck love to bust it out during a Christmas scene to push their faves together. Bones has an example of this as well. Earlier in their series, prosecutor Caroline concocts a scheme to get Bones and Booth to kiss. She has Bones set up a mistletoe and watches in amazement when the two smooch. Yes, the mistletoe is a classic setup for the in-universe shippers. In Disney's Kim Possible, Dr. Draken can't help but push Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable underneath the mistletoe. Even Ron's pet Rufus, the show's mascot character, can't help but go, "Aww." In fact, Rufus elicits an awe almost every time the two kiss. Disney is no stranger to having side characters root for the central romance. In Aladdin, the magic carpet urges Aladdin to make moves during his first date with Jasmine, and the carpet even nudges Aladdin into a romantic kiss with her. Usually though, side characters in Disney movies tend to egg lovers on via song. A classic example is the Little Mermaid song, Kiss the Girl. Nothing says I ship these characters like literally singing a song, urging two people to kiss, and that's exactly what Sebastian does when Ariel and Eric go out on a date. All the critters in the lake join in on the shipping extravaganza.
Go on.
Whoa, hang on. I've got you.
Similarly, Frozen has a whole shipping song, Fixer Upper, when Kristoff brings Anna home to his troll family. When the trolls notice Anna, they all cheer, "He's brought a girl!" Shortly after, they launch into a whole song listing all the reasons why Kristoff is a catch. Disney princesses aren't the only ones in on the action here either. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has a ton of characters who eagerly jump in to support their friends' romantic endeavors. One great example is Happy, who is completely invested in Tony Stark and Pepper Potts' romantic relationship. In fact, he is so invested that he has actually carried around their engagement ring for years, waiting for the moment when Tony is ready to pop the question. In Spider-Man Homecoming, he finally gets the chance to whip it out so the two can make their grand engagement.
Okay.
I think I can think of something better than that.
Well, it would buy us a little time.
Like we need time.
As for the other Avengers, Captain America is a big supporter of Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff. He frequently gives Natasha advice about Bruce, and he gives Bruce his blessing to pursue her. He notes that Natasha seems very relaxed around him. Bruce says that there's nothing going on between them, but Steve knows better. Probably the ultimate example, though, is in 2018's Venom. Venom hardcore wants Eddie Brock and his old flame Annie back together. Venom says,
"You belong with us, Annie."
Even Stan Lee's cameo urges Eddie and Venom not to give up on Annie.
"Don't give up on her, either of you."
Venom even jumps into Annie's body at one point and forces her to kiss Eddie. Truly, Venom is the ultimate wingman for Eddie Brock. This one's a little tricky because since Venom is a part of Eddie, Venom is sort of shipping himself into a three-way relationship with Eddie and Annie. This is probably the wildest example of the shipper on deck there is. There aren't many other movies out there that feature a character literally possessing characters to make them smooch. The nature of the shipper on deck trope is pretty meta. After all, characters are usually voicing the same ship desires as the audience. It's often a cute way for the writers to acknowledge the fans' pairings. There are a few cartoon series that practically break the fourth wall with their shipping. One of the most meta examples is the Amazing World of Gumball episode, The Shippening. The character Sarah loves to write fanfiction about her fellow classmates. One day, she finds a magic book that makes all her wildest fanfic dreams come true, and everyone sees all the bizarre romantic pairings she's been fantasizing about. Of course, when she sees her dreams come to life on the street, she can't help but squeal in delight. Another really meta example appears in Adventure Time. In the episode All the Little People, Finn semi-jokingly brings up the idea of their friend Bimo dating the show's villain, the Ice King. The sneaky magic man overhears their conversation and slips a bag of magic toys into Finn's pocket. The toys are all miniature versions of other characters in the show, and Finn becomes obsessed with pairing random people together and trying to see who has good chemistry with one another. Finally, we pop back to Avatar: The Last Airbender for a classic case of shipper on deck. In the fan-favorite episode, The Ember Island Players, the Aang Gang discover that a local theater troupe is putting on a play based on their lives. It turns out the actors don't ship Katara and Aang. They ship Katara and Zuko, a rival ship in the Avatar fandom in real life. Katara and Zuko are clearly uncomfortable with the theoretical love life playing out on stage, and Aang actually gets offended when the play insinuates that Katara only loves him as a brother. There's just something awesome about seeing the characters on screen pushing the couple you're rooting for together. Those shippers on deck paved the way for a ton of iconic fictional characters to finally seal the deal. Bless you, the cast of Bones, for pushing everybody's favorite FBI agent and anthropologist together. And thank you, Venom, for bringing Eddie Brock and Anne Wang back together. Are there any shippers on deck that we missed? Leave us a comment and let us know who your favorite is. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.